At this time, I'll call to order the reorganization meeting of Latrobe City Council. I would ask all the newly elected council members to come down off the stage to take their oath of office. Yeah, we do.
You're all underneath.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll do it in the house.
Okay. Well, I just want to say it's an honor for me to do this. I was the solicitor in New Florence Borough for years, and I know from doing that, and this is a bigger municipality than New Florence, but it's what you guys do is really a thankless job at times. You get the blame for things that go wrong. You don't necessarily get the credit for what goes right. But as a member of Unity Township president, but close enough. Thank you for the service. Thank you for devoting your time to the job, and it's my honor to swear you in. So if you all want to repeat after me, why don't you say your names one by one? So say I and state your name.
I, Jim Kelly.
I, Christine Weller.
I, Rosie Wolford.
I, Gerald Baldinieri.
Okay, continue to repeat after me. Do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office
of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good. So,
That's it.
I can sign on the bottom. Not going to be able to read that.
Fix it.
Should be in good shape.
And I just want to take a moment to thank Judge Mears for taking time out of his busy schedule and away from his family to come and swear us in, and we really appreciate it. Thanks,
No
Scott.
problem. Thank you very much.
At this time, we'll have roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly.
Present.
Mr. Murtha.
Here.
Mr. Bartels.
Here.
Mr. Baldinieri.
Here.
Mr. Forrest.
Here.
Mrs. Weller. Here. Mayor Wolford.
Here. At this time, I would like to make a motion to appoint Jerry Baldinieri as deputy mayor, Jerry Baldinieri as deputy mayor. I make that motion.
It's a
Yes.
resolution.
Oh, it's a resolution?
It's a resolution,
I thought it was a
yeah.
motion. So, we just need a vote. Okay. So go ahead, Holly.
Wouldn't we read the resolution and have a motion to adopt?
Yeah, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
can read the resolution.
Yeah.
All right. First is a resolution electing Gerald Baldinieri as deputy mayor.
Okay. I still need a motion and a second.
Right, the first and
Okay.
second.
I need a motion to approve.
I move we approve the resolution.
Okay, may I have a second, please?
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Holly?
Mr. Bartels.
Yes.
Mr. Murtha.
Yes.
Mr. Baldinieri.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mrs. Weller.
Yes.
Mr. Forrest.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mayor Wolford.
Yes. Now we have a resolution to appoint the city secretary.
Yes, the second is a resolution appointing Holly Peaton as secretary for the city of Latrobe.
May I have a motion to accept the resolution as outlined by the solicitor?
I'll make that motion, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. May I have a second, please?
I'll second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Forish. Questions? Ollie?
Mr. Bartels?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Baldneary?
Yes.
Mrs. Weller?
Yes.
Mr. Murtha?
Yes.
Mayor Wolford?
Yes. And now a resolution to appoint the city solicitor.
Yes. The third is a resolution appointing Tremba, Kinney, Griner, and Kerr LLC as the solicitor for the city of Latrobe.
May I have a motion to adopt the resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Baldneary. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Question? Ollie?
Mrs. Weller?
Yes.
Mr. Bartels?
Yes.
Mr. Baldneary?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Murtha?
Yes.
Mayor Wolford?
Yes. And last but not least, city engineers.
Yes. The fourth is a resolution appointing Gibson Thomas Engineering as the city engineer.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Bartels. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Weller. Question? Ollie?
Mr. Forrest?
No.
Mrs. Weller?
Yes.
Mr. Murtha?
Yes.
Mr. Baldneary?
Yes.
Mr. Bartels?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor Wolford?
Yes.
What about 6-1?
Okay, at this time, I will adjourn the special meeting. We'll take 2 minutes and we'll go to the regular meeting. I call to order the January 8th, 2018 Latrobe City Council meeting. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I will ask for a moment of silence to give thanks, to ask for guidance, or to just quietly relax. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Murtha?
Here.
Mr. Bartels?
Here.
Mr. Baldneary?
Here.
Mr. Forrest?
Here.
Mrs. Weller?
Here.
Mayor Wolford?
Here.
Mr. Kelly?
Here.
At this time, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of the December 11th, 2017 Latrobe City Council meeting?
I move that the minutes of the December meeting be approved and accepted and be permitted to remain on the secretary's desk where they will be available for reading and inspection to anyone.
May I have a second, please?
I second that, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion about the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. At this time, may I have approval of the fiscal department reports and the paid bills for the month of December 2017?
I'll make that motion, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. May I have a second, please?
I'll second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Forish. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. At this time, we have our citizens' request portion of the meetings that deals with items on the agenda. There is anything from the residents. Please go to the microphone. Okay, we'll move on. Committee reports. Finance Committee. All right. Public Safety and Public Works.
We just met, Madam Mayor. Theme of the meeting, I think, is perseverance through the weather. As, of course, this time of year, it hits us unexpectedly, even when we think we know it's coming. So our departments are doing the best that they can with their resources to do their jobs in the midst of the weather. Some other unexpected, some just unplanned for kinds of circumstances that always happen, I think, and that they're working through. But we had a good meeting in terms of just being able to communicate with one another about what's going on and what's happening in the cities.
Thank you. Anyone else from the committee have anything else to add? Do they want to add?
I didn't.
Personnel, we don't have anything going on right now. Events committee, you guys have any updates?
No.
Okay. Nothing on the parking committee? Okay. And the GLSD thing will come again in the spring.
Right.
Any board and authority reports? Skip?
Yes. Starting next month, we're going into a new billing system. And you'll notice different changes on your bills. And bear with us, and we hope everything works with the new system. Also, we got the okay from the judge that we can start charging the debt service on the sewage, which we should have been doing before, but we got that lawsuit. So you'll notice on your bill it'll be a $9.25 rate for debt service for sewage, and that's only for 11 months. January of 2019, it'll go back to $6. And our main thing is, when the meter reader comes out, you don't have to let them in, but please read your meter and send in the blue card or call, because that's going to be the main thing on this new system, is the meter reading itself.
I'm really bad at that, but I'll try to do better. Any other board and authority reports? We had Park and Rec meeting. We just passed our budget, and things are, looking good for 2018. Department reports, Mike?
Anything I want to mention is, during that December 30th, 2017 snowstorm, we had a couple mechanical issues, 2 plows broke, vehicle accidents. We got them repaired, back on the road. With the cold weather, we did the best we could with the salt. Salt really only effective at 15 degrees plus with sunlight, so really slowed down the melting process. Every street in the city was plowed twice and salted, and after we do that, we attempt to curb what we can, with vehicles parked there and where we can get in. We've been dealing with the weather, assisting Latrobe Municipal Authority with a lot of breaks, a lot of ice. We had Latrobe Stills about a week and a half ago dealing with that. And we also had Braddock Drive and countless other ones. So, we've been busy trying to do what we can. And, my guys are out tonight. We got all the snow plowed today, salted, and refroze again. So, so I just want to give my crew a lot of, credit for their hard work and time. And we're doing what we can.
Thanks, Mike, and it's noticeable. I mean, we're out about every day, and you guys do a great job, so thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Chief Boomer?
I'd like to reiterate on what Eric said about how difficult it is for public services who have outdoor duties to complete their duties in this kind of weather. Hats off to John and Mikey for their good work. It doesn't seem to slow them down. I also want to congratulate the new council members, and Holly is our new secretary. Look forward to working with all of you my last year of employment with the city here, which Holly's sick of hearing about.
Are you going to say that every month now on your report, Jim? 11 more months to go.
I've been counting down for the last 5 years. I'm not going to stop now.
You don't have to accept it.
I also would like to let you know that one of my officers, Mike Wiggin, had surgery today on his back for some crushed discs or herniated discs. I'm not sure what the real diagnosis was, but he did have surgery today. So I would really like it if you would keep him in your thoughts and prayers. That's all I have today.
Yeah, I texted with Shelley, his wife, right before the meeting, and she said the surgery went well, and he's home and recovering, so he's got a little bit of a recovery ahead of him, but he's doing okay. So we will do that. Anything else, Chief?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Chief Brazili?
Just the same sentiments that Chief Boomer said. The weather kind of hampers us at times, but we just keep plugging. When we're out police force is out with us. Mike's guys are out with us, so it's the whole gambit. You know, we're all out in the elements together, and kind of just don't think about it when you're out there, but it gets done. And I think with our departments, we do it proficiently, and we're an asset to the city, to our positions and our departments, what we do. So I just say thank to all the departments and for the inclement weather that we've been up against.
Yeah, and I just want to add, you know, we all sit in the comforts of our houses when it's -2 degrees outside saying, I'm not going out today, and you guys don't have that luxury. So we recognize the commitment that you have to the residents of the city, and I'm sure we don't say thank you enough, but we do appreciate it, and so thank you very much for that. And code enforcement?
I have no report.
Okay, Claire, you're up.
Yes. All right, so first on the agenda, we have a motion to authorize the solicitor to prepare and advertise an ordinance that would make changes to the municipal waste disposal fees located in Fee Schedule C of Chapter 3 of the Latrobe Code.
May I have a motion to advertise the rate changes?
I'll make that motion, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Forrest. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Baldner. Any questions? If you recall, Mike went over those with us at the agenda prep meeting in December, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Second is a motion to authorize the solicitor to prepare and advertise an ordinance that would issue the budgeted wage increases for city department heads effective January 1st, 2018, so they'd be backdated.
So may I have a motion to advertise the budget of the city department heads?
I'll make that motion, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Bartels. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Third is resolution number 2018-5. This is a resolution authorizing small borrowing for capital purposes under Section 8109 of the Local Government Unit Debt Act to purchase a police car. The police car has an estimated value of $26,305, and it will be paid off in 3 annual payments. In the resolution, there is also a promissory note that's enclosed as well.
Thank you. May I have a motion to adopt the resolution as outlined by the solicitor?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Baldner. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Weller. Any questions?
Mrs. Weller?
Yes.
Mr. Murtha?
Yes.
Mr. Baldner?
Yes.
Mr. Bartels?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor Wolford?
Yes.
Fourth is resolution number 2018-6. This is a resolution authorizing small borrowing for capital purposes under Section 8109 of the Local Government Unit Debt Act to purchase a Ford F-550 truck. This truck has an estimated value of $88,424 and will be paid off in 5 annual payments. There's also a proposed promissory note included in the resolution.
May I have a motion to adopt the resolution as outlined by the solicitor?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. May I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Dayton?
Mr. Baldner?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Bartels?
Yes.
Mrs. Weller?
Yes.
Mr. Murtha?
Yes.
Mayor Wolford?
Yes.
What was the resolution number on that, please?
2018-6.
Motion approved unanimously.
Fifth is a motion to accept the resignation of Edward Kubasek as a member of the City of Latrobe Planning Commission.
May I have a motion to accept the resignation of Mr. Kubasek from the planning board?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Forrest. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Baldner. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
6 is a motion to authorize the solicitor to prepare and advertise a notice of joint public meeting between council and various public and private redevelopment-oriented organizations.
Are we ready to do that? We don't have a date or anything yet.
We don't have a date, but,
Okay.
well, actually, technically you do. It looks like you have an agreement
I had
in
it.
March.
Well, I had 2 dates, but, okay, let's make a motion to advertise for the meeting.
We can advertise the date when we do the
Okay, may I have a
advertising.
motion to advertise for the public meeting with council and various organizations?
Make that motion.
May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Any questions or discussions?
The third is not good for me. That's the
Okay.
fire department banquet.
Oh, okay.
Tied up all day.
Okay, so that leaves the 17th, and I think everybody was pretty much okay with either one of those days. So we'll talk about that in unfinished business.
I can't even, February,
February.
February 17th.
Yeah. Any other questions or discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That's it for the agenda items. They were all under administration and finance. Okay, unfinished business. So I want to talk a little bit more about what we were talking about at the agenda prep meeting. We talked about having a community summit where council members, the department heads, foundations, park and rec, community revitalization, and I also spoke with April Copus about coming from the land bank and doing like a 4-hour, summit, so to speak, and have each one of these organizations kind of give a, 15 or 20-minute presentation about their goals and objectives and what their organization is all about, and then basically have the opportunity for us to ask them questions or get to understand and know better what their roles in the community are as far as the foundation, park and rec, what their visions are, community revitalization and the land bank. And when we talked at the December agenda prep meeting, I think everybody was, in favor of doing something like this. So I canvassed most of them and came down to those 2 available dates, and now we just narrowed it down to the 17th. So if you, February 17th. I just thought if we did it in February, there's not as much going on, personally, nobody really likes, I hate to take someone Saturday away from their families, but, it's 4 hours, Wayne, we're buying lunch, we can talk and see if we can let us, is it gonna be open, and we can order.
Here we work it out.
Yeah.
Hours.
10:30 to 2:30,
10:30.
because Jerry and Ms. Jerry and Stuffy said they work till 10 on Saturdays, so we thought we'd do 10:30 to 2:30. If we get done early, my guess is it may go longer, but tentatively. And we'll do a working lunch. We won't stop. We'll just, we'll work through lunch. And I'm going to sit down with the representatives of the different organizations and try to put together an agenda that I can get to you at the February council meeting. And then if there's any specific topics you want them to address, if you email them to me, I'll communicate to that. I'll compile them and then communicate them to the respective organizations. But right now I've spoken with McKenna Foundation, both Philip and Mavis McKenna Foundations, Latrobe Foundation, McPhilly Rogers Foundation, LCRP, Park and Rec, and the Land Bank. And if I forgot anybody, let me know, but can't get much bigger. We're going to run out of time. Okay? Okay. Anyone else have any unfinished business? Yeah, I do. So I'd like for everyone to plan at the agenda meeting on the 22nd. We're going to have Mike Foreman here at 5:30, and then I would like us to be able to talk about what we need for committees, what kind of committees we want to have. Obviously, we're going to need a finance committee and a personnel committee. We need a public safety committee. There's certain things we have to have. But I just want to, walk through the current committees to see if they're sufficient, if there's committees that we want to add. And then, maybe some specific goals that you'd like to see from the committees. It doesn't necessarily have to be your committee. If you decide you want to be on the, parking committee, but you have an idea for the public safety committee that you'd like to see something that, the public safety committee work on a specific goal or objective. I think that let's funnel those all together and try to come up with a plan so that so that we have some goals and objectives for each of the committees. Sound good? I think that's all I had for unfinished business. Wayne, did you have anything?
Now, other than the fact that on the agenda, we'll also be talking about refilling those positions that are open in committees.
Yeah, right. In the at the February meeting, at the January agenda prep meeting, we should have a list of names. We've advertised yet for those?
We haven't yet.
For the board and authority
I
vacancies?
don't know how many openings we have. Most of the openings are people that want to be reappointed.
Yeah, I know, but we still have to advertise it.
Yeah, I'm saying we haven't yet. We'll talk to Zach about that.
Okay. Is that it?
That's it for me.
Okay. Any new business?
I have something, Madam.
Yes.
Mike, not to throw you under the bus or anything, but who is responsible for the sidewalk by the old Nunler building where the parking meters is and that? Because I know the last couple of times when we've had snow, it's never cleared. And I come out from the Westmoreland Federal the other day and I helped an older lady with a cane get out. I was afraid she was going to fall, and I don't know who's responsible for that.
Yeah,
that's our parking lot, right?
It's a good question, which I will research the boundaries of our lots. But sidewalk-wise, the only one that we take care of is right behind Westmoreland Federal Savings. That goes with those meters. All the other meters in the city lots, we've never had the snow removed where the meters are at, other than in the event of a large snowstorm to get access to the meter. But in between, they were never cleared as long as I've been here. For the
I don't
for the
remember
meters. But
Mike, what's the alternative to the city not clearing? Whose responsibility, in your estimation?
If it's the property owner's sidewalk, I'm not sure at this point if that, would be the property owner's sidewalk. I'm not sure how far that property goes out.
I guess it's their misfortune to be next to a parking lot.
Yeah,
I bet where we would get in the match there, if you look at that sidewalk, right against the building, it's about 3 foot wide, and then the next section's about 3.5, 4 foot wide. So I'm guessing maybe that line down the middle is the boundary line. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely will check into that, because we've cleared meters before, but only in the event of a large snowstorm,
Right.
where we just get access to the meters. But that location, but like I said, the only other location that we actually physically have our subcontractor clear is right behind Westmoreland Federal Saving, just that sidewalk going from Main to the alley, right there. And also our other lots, but there's not meters, on the sidewalks, and everything. But no, I will check into that to find out.
I'm just worried about somebody falling out. I mean, after it got bone cold like that, it was treacherous.
Okay. No,
The other one, and you and I talked about it, but did we figure out down at the courtyard there? Excuse me?
I apologize.
First day, I'm telling you. I'm just going to have the scalpel in my hand. I'm sorry. The courtyard at...
if the city owns it, or...
Well, yeah, is that, the city owns that courtyard,
Yes.
so we clean that as well?
Yes, correct. We do clean that. It was done in the past, and we continue to do it. Now, the only part of that courtyard we don't do for snow and ice removal is the steps going off of Ligonier Street down into the plaza. Those steps are owned by the businesses down there.
Okay, and
but
that's their responsibility.
correct. But we have a set of steps and a ramp off of Spring Street, and plus the courtyard that we take care of.
Anyone have anything else?
Yeah, how do you get a plow through those cars, like in Avenue A and Watkins and that?
Sometimes you can't. It's very difficult. We talked about before, what our options were if we can get cars to move from the roads. The tough thing on that is, for example, that avenue, you have residents on both sides of the street, and they both park on that side of the street. They don't have the available parking in the rear. If we were to have, no parking on one side, that's the only option. We do with these smaller trucks are able to make it down there, but still with that, it's very tough to clear snow. It takes a lot of time.
It scares me driving my car up there.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Now the smaller trucks like the one we're going to be getting we're able to do that, to get down some of those alleys. But problem is, if the more snow you get, the farther cars tend to park towards the center of the road. They don't want to park on the curb anymore. They want to just stay away, and that can be difficult. We've in some location asked the residents to move their vehicles so we can get down, but then again, that's time consuming when we're trying to, plow the streets and we're stuck. Because it's hard once you commit to a street. You got a lot of snow in front of you to back up. And what do you do with that snow? You got to get out and shovel it by hand. So.
Okay, any other items for new business? Okay, I have one. I would like, one of the things I'd like us to look at this year is a sign ordinance. I talked briefly to Zach about it today when he called me and told me he wasn't coming. I think we've talked about this in the past. We don't have much of a sign ordinance. I mean, we have...
I'm not sure what direction you're heading. We have a sign ordinance we passed 2 years ago.
But what does it say about, what are those, like flashing, blinking things? I mean, we'll have to, I want to look at it.
Yeah, as far as the neon lights, neon signs, you're allowed that, certain parameters, and Andy can speak better than I, but certain parameters, you're allowed that on your building as long as you're just advertising your building.
I
You
thought that's...
can't do advertisement of something
Yeah, I
else.
want to relook at that, so.
And that's the way it is right now.
Because what I don't want us to start looking like the Las Vegas Strip.
I'm Latrobe tired.
So, I mean, obviously you have to grandfather the ones that are already there, but I want us to revisit that. If you guys have any thoughts about it, we can talk about it more at the agenda. Anything else for the good of the order? That's it for new business. We have another citizen's request, but I'm guessing that, there's nobody here that wants to say anything. City manager's report.
Just real quick, we'll let everybody know that we're at the year end, obviously, and for those that are interested in where we are budget-wise, our expenditures were at 98%, which means we didn't spend the last 2%, and our revenue collection is at 99%, which between the two offset, basically, we collected almost $100,000 more than we budgeted, so it was a positive year.
Yeah, the one thing we need to think about and try to figure out what we're going to do about is we're going to be losing a lot of EIT taxes when a lot of these doctor's offices move to Unity, which is going to happen in the next week.
Well, even at 98%, you gotta remember, we had a number of unusual events, the roof and some other things.
Right.
That hit the budget, but the budget was able to still remain,
Under budget,
100%.
right.
So-
Yeah, but I just think when you think about the loss of revenue, I mean, we're going to see some significant loss of revenue.
Is there any way to find out with some specificity how many are leaving? I don't know if there's an office at the hospital we could call, or
I mean,
it's going to be hard for us to determine budget-wise unless we have a budget.
yeah, I just know that, every time I turn around,
I thought they all left anyhow.
no, there was, the cardiologists are moving, the gynecologists are moving,
What I was told by my family doctor was if you were close to retirement,
right,
5 years, 7 years,
they were going to let you
they
stay.
weren't going
Right.
to ask you to move if you didn't want to.
Right.
Anybody else?
I'm thinking, the PCPs, might be staying, but like, I know, and isn't your doctor moving, Larry? Yeah. That's family practice or something, aren't they moving? I mean, I know personally of 3, and I'm sure there's a lot more.
I don't mind, but the office, not all of them are moving, just like, that office is still gonna be downtown. Just one or two of the doctors are moving down.
So, but to answer your question, that's probably
Maybe
something.
a letter to
find
their
out.
HR person.
I'm gonna be at the ribbon cutting on Thursday. I'll find out who the right person is to ask, and we'll send them a letter.
No, Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Wednesday, whatever the 10th is, Wednesday, yeah. We were all invited, by the way, to the open house. So, it's just something that I don't think we've accounted for. Maybe it won't be that significant, maybe we'll be lucky and it won't be that significant, but we're gonna have, I think we're gonna have empty office spaces that's gonna be needing filled. So, time to market. Anything else, Wayne?
No, that's it.
Okay, under the mayor's report, I just want to welcome our new council members, our brand new council member, Mr. Kelly, and our newly elected council members, Mrs. Weller and Mr. Baldneri. And I'm looking forward to a very productive and prosperous year. Once again, my thanks to all of you in Public Works and Police Department and Fire Department that have to keep us safe and able to travel every day. So with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Okay. Meeting adjourned.
Okay.